welcome you to our YouTube channel PNJ Legal. We are 12-year-old law firm. On this YouTube channel, we are bringing lot of the complex legal topics to you. We are also presenting lot of business opportunities for the entrepreneurs to get ventured into.
Data privacy policy drafting. Privacy policy agreement. The agreement where you specify if you collect personal data from your users, what kind of personal data you collect and what you do with that data. This agreement is required by law if you collect personal data. Personal data is any kind of data or information that can be considered personal, identifies an individual such as email address, first and last name, billing and shipping address, credit card information. What is privacy policy? A privacy policy is a legal statement that specifies what the business owner does with the personal data collected from user, along with how the data is processed and for what purposes. Privacy policy refers to the legal agreement. The concept of privacy and protecting user data is closely related. A privacy policy can be used for both your website and mobile app. The requirements for privacy policies may differ from one country to another depending on the legislation. Privacy laws identify the following critical points that a business must comply with when dealing with personal data. Notice: data collector must clearly disclose what they are doing with the personal information from user before collecting it. Choice: the companies collecting the data must respect the choices of user on what information they choose to provide. Access: users should be able to view, update or request the removal of personal data collected by the company. Security: companies are entirely responsible for the accuracy and security, keeping it properly away from unauthorized eyes and hands of the collected personal information. Who needs a privacy policy? Any entity, company or individual that collects or uses personal information from user will need a privacy policy. A privacy policy is required regardless of the type of platform your business operates on or what kind of industry you are in. Websites, word process blogs or any other platforms, Joomla, Drupal, etc. E-commerce stores. Mobile apps not having a privacy policy can be reason for rejection during the app review. For example, as of October 2018, a privacy policy will be required for all iOS apps. Facebook requires all pages, groups and events that collect user data to have a privacy policy. The basics of privacy policy. In the EU, the GDPR requires companies dealing with EU citizens to have a privacy policy. As a general rule, if you are compliant with privacy policy requirements of the GDPR, if you will by default end up complying with most of the privacy laws around the world. That's because of GDPR is so robust and comes with stringent requirements. What to include in a privacy policy? Users need to know exactly what kind of personal data you collect from them. Your privacy policy must also disclose why you collect this kind of data. You should always inform user about any updates or changes to your privacy policy. Disclose if any third parties are involved in collecting personal information in your name. That is, you use MailChimp to collect email addresses to send weekly updates to your members. Sections in privacy policy. The information collection and use section is the most important section of the entire agreement, where you need to inform users what kind of personal information you collect and how you are using that information. A log data disclose section should inform user that certain data are collected automatically from the web browser user are using and through the web server you are using. IP addresses, browser types, Firefox, Chrome, etc. Browse version and various pages that users are visiting. A cookies disclosure should inform user that you may store cookies on their computer when they visit your website. This applies even if you use Google Analytics, which would store cookies, or any third party that would store cookies. A link to other sites section should disclose that your website may link to other websites outside your control or ownership, that is, linking a news website, and that users are advised to read the privacy policy of each website they visit. A security disclosure in the privacy can give user assurance that their personal data is well protected, but you may also want to know that no method is 100% secure. How to enforce a privacy policy? Always use the click wrap method to get your users to agree to your terms. Thank you for watching.